Good morning, everybody. This is Matt Trait. I wanted to take some time to go over my blended learning classroom. I hope everybody has had a strong fall block 2 and found this project and this course as beneficial as I have. So we're going to dive right into my physical education blended learning unit here. We're at the home page of our Schoology course. As we roll through, you can see we have all the appropriate folders needed for this assignment, and I'll kind of dive through as we go here. So first thing is students hop on to Schoology. This is kind of the home page of what they'll see. There's a picture of our Delcastle Phys Ed weight room, and each course that I teach in Schoology has a different picture kind of assigned to it. That way it's easy for me to find and easy for our students to maneuver. And all their information that they get from me is tagged with that photo. That way the message is consistent across the board. So first, let's dive into our resource folder here. You can see for this, I put all of our MED 7818 documents right here, and below that is all the resources that the students will need for this course. So all the videos that are resourced and all the information that are here underneath this folder are also found in the appropriate folder for that section. So as we dive into our documents, let's just take a quick look at our learning plan. So our overall unit that I chose for this blended learning class was lifelong fitness. So this is just kind of an all-encompassing unit that we teach for our students here at Delcastle. Going through all the same information that everybody else has about their class strengths. And then the unique thing about this course and this unit is just about the individual pathway for students to be able to take. So as we look at this here, I'll zoom in. The two units or modules that I highlighted for this were Fit for Life and a basketball unit. So our Fit for Life unit is a larger one. It's spanned over across kind of 10 lessons and sometimes 2 to 3 full weeks. But you'll kind of see as we go through here, students all get the background information for being fit for life through a Google form. And then they're tasked essentially to research the effect of a workout routine and what it has on your mental, social, emotional, and cognitive health. And how we break that up for our students is they have multiple avenues or pathways to receive that information. A lot of the students I found, this is kind of how we've always done the course. Oddly enough, we've just never really put it on Schoology. This is just kind of how we or laid out in this kind of platform, but this is how we've always kind of taught it. So students have the option to receive the information through lecture, interactive classroom materials, demonstrations, or a flipped classroom model. And what we found is most students don't just pick one, and sometimes they kind of jump from thing to thing depending on what we're teaching, but a lot of them will get the information in multiple ways. So instead of picking one true pathway, these lines kind of all intersect and come back to one because we're just trying to create multiple avenues for success for our students. So these learning pathways kind of tie into what they're expected to do and how they're evaluated on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. But in this unit, this module, students will complete a daily fitness log. They will have evaluations by peers as well as daily teacher evaluation. We have a game-based Kahoot that we use as a pre and a post test for this class. And then at the end, they're to create an individual workout plan or a small group workout plan. And then they will also have choice in how they turn in that concrete workout plan. So students can turn in an old school written workout plan, and that is completely fine. They can use essentially form a flipped classroom where they can video themselves in the workout and talk through the workout movements and what they are doing for myself and their other classmates, or they can offer to teach the workout that they designed to the class one day during the block. And as we roll through, The basketball unit is much of the same, so they'll receive information through lecture, interactive classrooms, demonstrations, and flipped classroom. The biggest difference here is they will do a daily activity log. So now we're not in the weight room anymore, so it's just standard base activity. They'll still get evaluated by peers and myself. They'll go through some game-based learning instruction, and then they'll also have group demonstrations, which is a lot of peer teaching. When they go through the game and activities, they can write out essentially creating a mini lesson where they're creating basketball mini games. They can, again, make a flipped classroom to share with the class, or they can just offer peer instruction. Going back to our Getting Started folder, this is going to house all of our welcome things to class, the overall class objectives, our course outline, and our initial first week discussion, as well as houses the community discussion board. So you can see here the objectives for the course. Our welcome to class just has a welcome message talking about some of the Web 2.0 tools that we will use during this course, and our discussion board. A couple things that I've added that weren't required, just general information, again, the syllabus, the outline, discussion board policies, and then a reference page for students to utilize, as well as this troubleshooting feature, which is essentially just a screencast teaching the students how to navigate the course. So obviously I'm readily available to answer any questions that students may have, but creating a quick little 2-minute video on how to navigate the Schoology page, I think has been beneficial, not only for me to learn a little bit more about the inner workings of it, but also to answer some basic questions for students without having to reach out to me. Our learning modules are clearly outlined. The two that I highlighted are here, and we'll go through them really quick, but I just wanted to touch on the first week of class, our introduction to class. We have in here our introductory activity. Again, the phys ed course outline in here again. That way they don't have to go back to another folder. They can just follow along with this. And this just kind of outlines roughly what we're going to be doing in each week. That way they can see that. As well as our Nearpod introductory activity and a VoiceThread introductory activity. Another folder that we didn't highlight in this project, but our state-mandated FitnessGram testing. So all this houses their FitnessGram information, what we're looking for with the test, about the actual test, the videos. So this would be more of a flipped classroom model if they choose to go that route, so they can learn how to do the movements of the test. Also, we will demonstrate them in class. The test cadences so they can practice on their own. And then a little bit of information on how to go through goal setting and their personal goal setting. Now let's dive into the models that we highlighted for this course and some of the multimedia that we'll utilize. So as we jump into Module 1, again, this is our biggest unit within the course, is our weight room and lifelong fitness unit, and this is kind of all-encompassing of what we do here in phys ed at Delcastle. But we'll dive through as we open up this folder. I'll briefly touch on some of these. You can see it's color-coded and clearly organized as we bounce through general Fit for Life information. Pinned right at the top here is their daily fitness log, which they will complete on a daily basis. The rubric that we use, I have this posted in the folders because, oddly enough, Delcastle, and I don't know if this is a district-wide thing for us or just our school, they don't want us to link our Schoology gradebook to eSchool for some reason. That's been a big point of emphasis since we started to use Schoology. So I always make sure that we have the rubric posted. For this course, I did put it in the gradebook setup as it was a requirement, but I'm going to dive into why they don't want it linked, because to me, I feel like it would just take a step away. I feel like a lot of times I'm grading things twice, but that is live and active on this Schoology page. So then we have our discussion board for the week. We're also going to utilize Kahoot as a pre-test and then scramble those questions at the end as a post-test, just to see, our retention, check for understanding and knowledge in the weight room and some of the activities. There's some information for students on how to stay healthier longer through Darby, which is a great resource that we utilize. This is one of the weekly readings that will require students to dive into. Back here, our Fit for Life summative test, which is housed here on Schoology. All true, false, but just a quick hitter to check for understanding. This is for as we dive into, so all this is more Fit for Life and background information, introduction to the weight room, and then we start to dive into body weight exercises first, and then we'll go into full-on weight room. Students will wrap up this unit by being tasked to create an individual workout or a group workout. So we'll dive into the individual workout. They're going to design a 10 to 15 minute warm-up, a cardiovascular activity, and then muscular strength and endurance activity. So they are tasked to design a 3-day workout routine for another group of students to complete. And again, with this pathway and the individualization of it, they are able to display this project and present this project through multiple forms, whether it's a written workout, a flipped classroom model, or peer instruction. So here are all the instructions for that, rubric that goes along with this workout project, as well as the group project, which houses the same information, just for a group setting. I'm already over time here, so there's a lot to unpack with this, but I'm going to dive real quick into our basketball unit. Again, our weekly discussion, daily activity log, and then a couple of our Nearpod activities, as well as some flipped classroom model on how to shoot a basketball, dribble, pass. We do basic basketball skills for this course. And then our last piece of the puzzle is our FitnessGram post-testing, which is a lot of the same that we do for the pre-test. It's just now post-testing. So just to recap, we will utilize a flipped classroom through Screencast-O-Matic, which I'm filming this on right now, and then housing that on YouTube. And then all other multimedia tools we will utilize are the Nearpod activities, Kahoots, and VoiceThread. When we're talking about the personalization and learning paths and choice, students will have the choice in how they deliver their final product, as well as if the final product is complete by themselves or with a partner. So they have the choice for individual or group project, as well as how they deliver that final project. And then when we're talking about motor skills for basketball or any other unit we do, we have an introductory activity where it's basically a guided discovery. Students have time to showcase some of their skills and their understanding of movement concepts. It allows me to check for understanding and work individually with students. So when we're doing stuff like that, they'll have the option of where they want to start in that unit. For pacing, students will have the opportunity to self-pace. We're going to leave everything open on Schoology, so if students want to work ahead, they can. We will set due dates and guidelines to help students with pacing, but it is encouraged that they do work ahead. And then when it comes to the content, students will have the choice in how the content's delivered to them. We found every student enjoys receiving information. I know I like learning information at a different form and pace, so to accommodate their needs, they will have the option to learn through lecture, interactive classroom, demonstrations, or flipped classroom. Thank you for checking out this video. I hope everybody got as much from this project as I did, as I know this will be something I utilize this spring. Great to work with everybody this block. Wish you everyone the best moving forward.